All right, today we're jumping into one of the coolest, most mysterious spots in the entire monster world, Celestial Island. And this place is special. It's not your typical island that just, rose up from the ocean. No, this one literally fell right out of the sky. I mean, that quote just says it all, right? Imagine you think you know every single corner of the monster world, and then something like this just drops out of the sky. It completely changes the game. So, what is this place really? It's not just some random rock that fell down. Nope. This is actually a piece, a fragment of the legendary Starhenge. Now, if you know your lore, Starhenge was the home of the Celestials, these incredible beings who used to watch over everything from up in the cosmos. And now, well, a chunk of their home has literally crash landed. Okay, let's get the basic stats out of the way. It dropped back in June 2018. You can get to it once you hit level 15, and the best part, it's totally free. But the really important thing to notice here is the island type. It's called a zapping island, and trust me, that one little detail is going to define everything you do here. So, you get to the island, and it's quiet, a little eerie even. It's covered in these incredible statues, but they're all dormant, totally lifeless. And that's where you come in. Your whole mission is to awaken these ancient beings, to bring them back to life, and in doing so, bring back the island's music. And that brings us back to that whole zapping island thing. So what does that even mean? Well, it's basically this super intense, high-stakes revival mission. You're not breeding monsters here like you normally would. Instead, you're taking eggs from your other islands and zapping them into these statues to power them up. And the kicker? You're on a timer. It is a total race against the clock. So how does it work? It's actually pretty simple when you lay it all out. First, you use your keys to buy one of the statues. That starts the timer. Then the real work begins. You gotta breed the right monsters on your other islands and zap their eggs into the statue's inventory. Fill up all the required slots before that clock hits 0 and boom! The Celestial wakes up and starts singing its part in this amazing cosmic song. Okay, so who are these monsters you're working so hard to revive? Let me tell you, these are not your everyday Kanas or Noggin. We are talking about the Celestial Pantheon. These are literally luminous, powerful beings from the cosmos. And there are a whole bunch of them, 12 to be exact. Each one is totally unique, representing a different sign of the monster zodiac. They all have their own look, their own vibe, and of course, their own incredible part to add to the island's song. Now, what's really cool is that it's not just a one-and-done deal. The revival has layers. First, you awaken the young Celestials, which is a huge achievement on its own. But your journey's not over. After that, you can actually ascend them into their adult forms. And when you do that, they add these whole new complex parts to the music. It's awesome! Here's a little detail I just love, because it shows you how different these guys are. If you look them up in the Book of Monsters, you won't see the usual common, rare, epic tags. Nope, the Celestials are in a class of their own. They get their own special categories: young, adult, and, get this, a mysterious elder category we'll talk more about later. All right, let's talk about the payoff for all this work: the music. Because beyond the whole zapping mechanic, Celestial Island is known for its absolutely incredible song and the deep, deep lore secrets tied to it. The music is just as epic as the monsters themselves. The composer, Dave Kerr, did an amazing job. The song clocks in at 120 BPM, and it cleverly shifts between F major and F minor, which gives it this really grand, sweeping feel. But it's the little things too. You can hear crickets, a little bit of thunder in the background. It all just pulls you in and makes the place feel ancient and totally cosmic. Okay, let's hit some rapid-fire trivia for the real fans out there. Ever wonder why Starhenge fell in the first place? It's because its power source, the continent itself, literally split apart. Wild, right? Also, if you're a completionist, getting all 12 of those young celestial statues is going to set you back a total of 157 keys. And here's a fun one. It's the only zapping island that doesn't have a seasonal monster. It's truly one of a kind. So, you've done all the work. You've got your young celestials. You've even ascended them to adults. Game over, right? Not even close. The story of these cosmic monsters is far from over. It's an ongoing saga. Just look at this timeline. The island shows up way back in 2018. And for years, that was it. We were all just reviving the young Celestials. Then, bam. In 2023, we get this massive update that lets us ascend them to adults. That kind of long-term plan? Well, it definitely hints that there's more on the way.
And hey, this isn't just us guessing. This is the real deal. For a while, the Book of Monsters actually showed slots for Elder Celestials. They've been hidden since then, but the secret's out. It's pretty much a confirmation that a third and probably way more powerful form is in the works.
So this all brings us to one huge, crucial question. We are literally watching some of the most powerful beings in the monster world slowly wake up and evolve. As they go from young to adult, and with these elders on the horizon, what's their endgame? What is their ultimate purpose? Are they just here to sing a song, or are they getting ready for something much, much bigger?